Welcome to the Faithful Agent Podcast, where we help Christian real estate agents grow their business without losing their soul. If you're ready to sell more homes, build systems that create freedom, and finally reclaim your life, you're in the right place. Each week, you'll get proven strategies, real conversations, and biblical wisdom to help you succeed in business while staying faithful to your calling in Christ. I'm your host, Garrett Maroon. Let's get started. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Faithful Agent Podcast. I'm your host, Garrett Maroon, and as always, I'm grateful you're giving me a few minutes of your day. Whether you're driving to a showing, cleaning up the kitchen after the kids finally stop throwing food, or trying to squeeze this in between client calls, I am truly honored and glad that you're here. I'm gonna launch this podcast like I always do with a Christian dad joke. A man was working outside and got bit by some ants. He screamed, "Ow! Why did God even create ants?" His little boy was out in the yard with him too and said, "Dad, that's a really mean thing to say. Of course God had to create ants." When the dad asked him why, the boy calmly replied, "Because without ants, the uncles would have no wives." I hope that someone is listening to that in public and you randomly start laughing and people look at you strangely, because that happens to me all the time. Anyways, I am actually truly, genuinely glad that you're here. We're going to be talking about a 36 touch system. I used to travel the country for Keller Williams and teach what I called the perfect 36 touch. And I'm excited to share this with you as we go into the new year and maybe you're trying to reset and refocus your business. Maybe this has been a tough year. Maybe you've had a good year. Whatever it is, we can always get better. So, if real estate is feeling like both a blessing and a burden, then this episode's absolutely for you. Most agents that I know don't struggle with talent. Most agents don't struggle with knowledge. Most agents struggle painfully with consistency. And I think if we're being honest, consistency is the difference maker in a referral-based business. It's not charisma. It's not charm. It's not being the loudest voice on Instagram. It's not, hey, you're extroverted and I'm introverted. It is literally the quiet, steady, intentional work of loving your people well over time. And that's what this 36 touch system is all about that we're going to dive into. Most of you, if not all of you, are fully aware of what a 36 touch system is. I'm going to break down to you exactly what mine is and why it works and how you can do it too. It's just a proven rhythm that helps you stay top of mind without feeling salesy, without spamming people, without becoming a full-time marketer, instead of just a full-time human. So I'm going to break down today exactly how it works and how you can build out your own 12-month plan. Now, when you're listening to this, if you go to garrettmaroon.com/plan, I am doing a live Cut the Chaos, Keep the Closings, Building Out Your 2026 Lead Gen Plan seminar. Doing that here coming up soon as you're listening to this episode, I think in the next week or two, depending on when this episode comes out. And hope you'll join us there. I hope you'll go check that out. It'll be in the show notes. You can go check it out. We're going to actually build out your 2026 plan together. We're going to go through your scoreboard, go through your rule of eights, and then actually build out the plan. And then it's going to be on your calendar. You're going to actually walk into 2026 with your entire lead gen plan already on your calendar, so you don't have to figure out what to do. You just got to show up and execute, because execution and consistency wins every single time over creativity, and that's the key here. So let's jump in. Why consistency beats charisma? Well, one of the biggest lies that agents buy into is, if I were just more outgoing, then my business would grow. No. Listen, I have coached agents for years, and the top performers are not always the most charismatic. They're the most consistent. In fact, honestly, I think in a referral-based business, the most charismatic agents are often the least effective. Right? Here's why. Because if you've ever done a disc profile, and if you haven't, you should check one out. But a D is a high driver, high personality. They love to be in charge, and sometimes they can be rude about it, but they love to be in charge about everything. The I is the influencer, someone who is really gregarious and really outgoing and loud and all the things. That's kind of my personality, right? And it's not annoying ever, right? That's not true. And then you have the S and you have the C. S is steady, someone who just likes to make sure that things are moving along fine. They're not up and down. They're pretty level on their emotions. And then the C is the conscientious, the person that loves to dot the I's, cross the T's. So the S and the C personality, if those are the highest, those tend to be really good admin, whereas the I and D tend to be really good agents. Doesn't mean that's always true, right? But here's the problem with the high I personality. Someone who is really outgoing and super charismatic, they tend to be the least disciplined. So yes, you can go into a room and have conversations with everybody, but you have the least amount of discipline. So your consistency doesn't exist. Whereas maybe you're a lower I, maybe you're a little bit more introverted, maybe you're just full on introverted. Well, you tend to be more consistent. You can execute a system. You're not always the squirrel person that's, oh my, what's that? Oh, there's a squirrel. So you can be really consistent, right? They're not the most charismatic. That's not the top performer. They're the most consistent. Consistency communicates. You can trust me. Consistency communicates, I'll be here. Consistency communicates, I care enough to show up. If you think about it, relationships that you have in your life don't thrive because you're so dazzling. They thrive because you're dependable. Right? In Proverbs 20, verse 6, it literally says, many claim to have unfailing love, but a faithful person who can find? Faithfulness, not flashiness. That's what people remember. So your 36 touches are simply a framework for faithful presence in the lives of the people God has trusted you to serve. Right? I'm going to say that again. Your 36 touches are simply a framework for faithful presence in the lives of the people that God has trusted you to serve. All right. Number 2, how does follow-up become ministry, or how follow becomes up ministry? We need to redeem the word follow-up, because I think when most people hear it, they think, pushy, salesy, annoying, that's gross, right? All of those things. But when you shift your mindset and you think about follow-up becoming ministry, it changes things, right? I've said this many times. Real estate is not the mission. The mission, if you're a believer in real estate and you're a salesperson, you're a lender, your title, anybody listening, your mission is the gospel. That's been given to us. Your method is through real estate. Your method is through mortgage lending. Your method is through insurance, whatever your scenario is. Your mission is clear. We have the same mission as believers. It's the gospel. So the follow-up becomes part of that mission. So here's what I mean. When you send someone a handwritten note, you're reminding them that they matter. When you check in with somebody after a tough week, you saw it on social media, you're offering encouragement. When you give somebody clarity about what's going on in the real estate market, you're easing their anxiety and their fear. When you celebrate a home anniversary, you're honoring their story. Follow-up is simply intentional care. Care leads to trust. Trust leads to referrals, because people refer those who make them feel safe and loved and cared for. So the beauty is that every single touch point has the potential to plant a seed. Now, seeds don't sprout overnight, but they do always sprout eventually, right? If we reap what we sow, which is a biblical truth, so it is true, then we have to make sure that we are reaping more often. If you're wondering why you're not sowing enough, how much are you reaping? That's the right question. But we've got to remember, right, this follow-up as ministry, this checking in with someone. How many times, I know the data, right? Less than 0.7% of mail today is a handwritten note, right? And when you're writing a note, hand address it and then hand write it, right? Don't plop a stamp on it because it's not a real thing. You get those all the time and we throw those away. Less than 0.7% of mail today is a handwritten note. What does it say to somebody? When was the last time you got a handwritten note from somebody? Maybe you're way cooler than me, and that happens, right? When was the last time someone invited you to a really fun event just because they loved you and they cared about you? When was last time somebody dropped off a gift just because they were thinking about you? Those things don't happen. But as believers, this is the way that we show people they're valued, made in the image of God, the Imago Dei, made valuable because they're made in his image. Whether they're believers or not that you're serving, the way that you serve, the way that you love makes you attractive to them, because that's how the Lord set it up. Right? Jesus was washing the disciples' feet. Jesus was sacrificing for the sake of those around him. And so I have no idea what Jesus's business would look like if he was in real estate today. Or let's use a more natural example. The Apostle Paul, he was a business owner, right? He was a tent maker. I bet he made really amazing tents. I bet when he met a new customer, now it's not written down, I'm just making it up, right? It's just assumptions. But I bet when he met a new customer after he was, a believer and converted, but when he met a new customer, he made that customer feel like they actually mattered, that their story mattered, that he wasn't just there to sell them a tent and get them the most expensive tent he could build or whatever. He was there to actually care about that person. I bet, not in the way that we do now, but if he made a tent for someone, he was still in their city and he made them a tent, he would check on them. He would care about them, right? He realized that his mission was the gospel. His method right now was tent making, right? Of course, he went out and spread the gospel and did all amazing things, but he was a tent maker. So our follow-up is actually ministry. And when we pay attention and when we show someone that they care, year after year after year after year, when most people in their life are not that consistent, at some point, some of them might say, what is with this guy? What is with this lady who is not, who I don't really know, right? We kind of know. They help me buy a house. They help me sell a house, but she just keeps checking on me, right? What is up with that? Nobody does that. I don't understand what's different. All right, number 3. Now we need to figure this out, right? So yes, I absolutely believe consistency beats charisma time and time again, right? And I absolutely believe that follow-up can become ministry. Well, so let's talk then, what touches actually matter, right? When we talk about a 36 touch, what actually matters? And I'm going to break this down for you here in the next section, okay? And so I'll actually walk you through this, but I want to simplify this once and for all, right? This doesn't need to be complex. This needs to be actually quite simple. And you've probably heard me say this before. I'll say this in that live class. Again, go to garrettmaroon.com/plan, and you can sign up for that. That we design our lead gen program, we design our lead generation for the year based in possibility when it should be in probability. What that means is I've seen many plans that if someone actually implemented that for the year, I'd say that's the greatest lead generation that's ever happened ever, right? But we need to be thinking about what's probable, not what's possible. Lots of things are possible. Most things aren't probable. We design a plan based on everything going right in our year, and that doesn't happen. And so we need to, what does that mean? We need to simplify until you can look at your plan and say, no matter what happens this year, there's a 90 to 100% chance that I will actually execute. It's too complicated. You need to keep cutting, right? Consistency wins. All right, so let's simplify this once and for all. Not every touch is equal. Some touches are just noise, right? Touch being when you're reaching out to your database, and we're not doing noise. Your 36 touches should fall into 4 buckets, in my opinion. First, you got personal touches. Those are the highest and most important ones you can do. They're the high trust. They create the emotional connection, right? That's handwritten notes. That's a birthday or anniversary calls. That's dropping off a small gift. Maybe that's a voice text, just checking in. Those touches are building the relational equity, right? I'm going to break down again what my system is in the next section. Number 2, you've got helpful market updates. Those are high value, and that's positioning you as the expert in real estate. So maybe that's a monthly market update. Maybe that's a here's what rates are doing text, Maybe that's a seasonal home maintenance tip. Maybe that's buying and selling timelines, whatever it is, right? Social media, those are building advisor authority, right? They're painting you as the authority to your database, to your market as the real estate expert. Number 3, you've got story or community engagement. Those are good connections, right? They're helping the database or potential future clients for you see the why behind what you do. So maybe that's telling a client story. Maybe that's posting photos from your recent client event. Many agents that I know and coach are highlighting local businesses. That's amazing too. That's building the human connection. And then finally, You've got event-based touches, right? That's the experience. So you're thinking about gatherings or community events or Popeyes or photo days, anything like that. Again, I'm going to share with you what we do, but big client events, right? Those are touches that deepen a relationship fast because they create shared moments with you. It's great social proof, right? For them to look around and say, wow, look at these other 20 people here that all think that Jane is an amazing agent. Those build memorable experiences, right? So your 36 touches really need to be a blend of all four. That's how you stay top of mind and top of heart. Top of mind and top of heart. That's what we're trying to do here, right? Now, again, this is a good business practice for you to do this kind of lead generation. Yes. Do we want this to generate business? Of course we do. That's why we're doing it. The business exists because we're trying to turn a profit. That's why every business exists. That's good and right and godly. Now, we're going to do it by loving people well. That's the greatest thing about this industry. Hey friends, quick pause from the show. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all the noise in this business and wondering how to make 2026 your best year yet, I've got something special just for you. It's my new class called Cut the Chaos, Keep the Closings, a 2026 lead generation workshop. I'm giving you my proven system for building a simple, repeatable lead gen plan that works without burning you out. No cold calls, no guesswork, just a clear path to consistent closings. Join me free and live on Zoom. Grab your spot at garrettmaroon.com/plan or click the link in the show notes. And let's build your 2026 with confidence and clarity. See you there. I remember after our Christmas party in 2018, I was standing there. We had invited everybody to my house. I'd sold 50 homes that year. We probably had 75 people in our house. And after the event, I was standing there and I started to get tears in my eyes, right? I'm fully manly. I am, I don't know, real men cry. Anyways, that has nothing to do with anything. So I'm standing there and I'm getting tears in my eyes. And my wife's like, hey, are you okay? And I said, I cannot believe that I get to build a business literally by loving people well. That's the coolest thing ever. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. And we want to do that well. So let me break this down for you. Here's your 12-month system that you can plug into literally right away. This is exactly what I do that has produced 650 sales in 11 years, 100% by referral. This is it, right? This is absolutely it. Now, I want you to come to that class, garrettmaroon.com/plan. I want you to come to that class. If you check it out and you're listening to this episode after that class has already happened, great. Just message me. You can message me right there on the website. We'll get you the recording. No problem. I want you to build this out for yourself. But if you want to use my plan or have this as a template, I'm going to walk you through it right now. First and foremost, we send a monthly mailer to everybody in our database, right? Not crazy. I use Wise Pelican. You can use one of their templates if you want. The point is, use a postcard, right? Don't put it in an envelope because people get out their mail and they open it over the trash can. And if you're like me, I'm like, I don't want to read that, and I just throw it away. Postcard, they see your name, they see your face, right? They see all of that. And they just toss it. That's fine. Very low value. It's about you showing up. Stop spending so much time on trying to create the coolest postcard ever. Send something that is relatively inexpensive. We send it out for my 275 people in my database. Now, many of them are married, right? We probably send out 150 postcards. It cost me like $100. Don't spend a lot of money. You don't need to. The value is the relationship, not the money spent. So we send a monthly mailer, right? Super, super simple. Every quarter, that mailer is about the real estate market. Every other month, it's just something relevant to what's going on. Maybe it's Valentine's Day, right? Maybe it's Happy New Year's. Use Wise Pelican if you want and just take one of their templates. Don't spend a lot of time on it, okay? Then, on the 15th of the month, we send a follow-up email. So I would literally take a screenshot of the postcard that you have. I'd put it into ChatGPT and say, help me create a follow-up email based around the information on this postcard, right? So that could be, in February, how to show the people in your life that you love them, or I don't know, whatever that is. Now, if you're like, I'm a manly man and I go hunting on the weekends and on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then maybe that's not what you're going to send, right? It's got to be personalized to you. Don't do what I do. But you can pick something and it's going to work, and it's going to be your personality, but you can pick something really easy. So you get the postcard, use the postcard, and then you send a follow-up email to everyone in your database. I would literally send it. Right. If your database it fits within your Gmail account, just go and blind copy everybody, send it direct from your Gmail account. That's fine. Low value. That's okay. It's about showing up. You're not going to get a lot of business from mailers. You're not going to get a lot of business from emails. Okay. It's just that you're going to show up consistently. So every single month, mailer, every single month, email. So they're going to get 12 mailers in a year, because there's 12 months a year. They're going to get 12 emails a year because there's 12 months a year. That's 24 of your 36 touches. Okay. Hopefully you're with me on the math. Then every single quarter, we're going to do, this is what matters most. Okay, so hear me. A lot of people do mailers, a lot of people do emails, but they don't do this stuff. This is the stuff that actually builds real high level trust, that actually creates real emotional connection. Okay. So if you're going to get anything right, get this right. Every quarter, here's how we do it. The first month of the quarter, I send a video text or a direct text to everyone in my database. Okay. So I hate being on the phone. Anybody that's tried to call me before, I hate it. I probably text you back, right? Because I just don't like being on the phone. I'll be on the phone sometimes. That's fine. I'm a real estate agent. I get it. But I don't want to be on the phone. So I don't pick up the phone and call. I send lots of texts. I send lots of video texts, right? If your database loves being on the phone, then call them. If they don't, then text them. That's okay. Communicate how they want to be communicated with. But here's how this looks, right? It's as simple as, let's say it's January, right? The first month of the quarter, so 4 quarters in the year, the first month of the quarter is January in 2026. So I'm going to send everybody in my database a text, right? And it just says, whatever. Hey, Jane and Ed, right? Let's say they're a married couple. Hey, Jane and Ed, happy New Year. I hope you all had an amazing Christmas and New Year. How's the family doing? You guys excited for 2026? Like literally that simple. I'm just reaching out like a friend. I'm not saying, you thinking about buying or selling this year? That's annoying people. Stop talking about it so much. Just be a human and a friend. Just check on them. Maybe I'm making a video and maybe I say, hey, Jane and Ed, happy New Year. I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas and holiday season. I hope that you're excited and that your family's doing great. What are you guys most looking forward to in 2026? Right? Boom. There it is. Send it out. Right? Whatever you want to do. Record it from my phone. Doesn't need to be crazy. Right? Let's stop complicating everything. Just make a video on your phone and then boom, press the button and send it. Right? People appreciate authenticity. So I'm sending a video text or I'm sending a text. Okay? I'm not talking about real estate. Month 2 of every quarter, right? So now we're talking about February. So video text or texting or phone calls, right? Something where you're just checking on them. Every person in your database is going to get one. That's January. So the first month of each quarter, January, April, July, October. I had to think about the months. January, April, July, October. That's when you're doing those. Okay. Second month of the quarter is when I do handwritten notes and Popeye gifts or Amazon gifts. And I'll explain Amazon gifts. But handwritten notes, literally hand address it, right? You are actually writing their address on the front. And inside, it can be something super simple. So I'm recording this in November. Don't know when this is coming out. And so I just wrote a bunch of notes. Dear Jane and Ed, I don't know why that's the names, but dear Jane and Ed, in the season of Thanksgiving, just want you to know how truly grateful I am for your friendship and support of me in my business. Happy Thanksgiving, Garrett. Easy, simple, emotional deposit, true care, right? You're not saying, by the way, need to buy or sell a home. Stop bothering people with that. They know you're an agent, right? What you're doing is you're building real relationship and friendship. You're caring about somebody. I guarantee you, no one else is writing them a handwritten note for Thanksgiving. That's all you're writing. You write it to everybody. Now, you're going to pick 10 to 20 people, depending on the size of your database, 10 to 20 people to actually do a pop-by gift. Right now, if you're in the first 1 to 3 years of really honing in on working and building a business by relationship, I would say you absolutely need to do a physical pop-by gift, right? And that's super simple. I'm not going to go into all the details. Come to the class, garrettmaroon.com/plan, but that's something simple. You buy a gift. Let's say you're doing 10 pop-bys, you're buying a gift, right? We literally used to do this for Thanksgiving. We would buy a $1, right? It doesn't need to be expensive. The value is you showing up, not the value of the gift. We would buy a $1 turkey baster, right? It's like a long, weird-looking syringe thingy. And we had a tag on it that said, "Your referrals are the based. Happy Thanksgiving." That's fantastic. And I would drive around and have these $1 turkey basters. And I would text my clients in advance, say, "Hey, I'm going to be right near you in the next 10 minutes. Wondering if I could just swing by and say hello." A lot of people never respond in time. And if they didn't, I'd drop the turkey baster off on their front porch, take a picture and say, "Sorry, I missed you guys. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. Just was thinking about you," right? Maybe some of them are there. Never go inside. You just say, "Hey, just wanted to say hi real quick. Drop something silly off for you." I always made fun of it because it's a $1 thing. And just be, "Here's a gift for you." They look at it and they laugh and be like, "I'm truly, genuinely thankful for you and your friendship and your business and your support of me and my business. Have an amazing Thanksgiving, my friends," right? Give them a hug and I'd leave. Simple, easy. Super, super easy. We do the same thing now. If you've been doing this for a long time, now we do Amazon gifts. It just means that every quarter, right? So every second month of the quarter, we get to look around and see what's going on in people's lives. And, I recently sent one. I saw that one of my clients, their daughter had a birthday 2 weeks before I had seen it, right? And I just said, "Oh my gosh," I looked it up real quick. My rule of thumb is to stay under $15 per gift. And I looked and saw that she loved Frozen, like my 4-year-old. And so bought her something about Elsa. I screenshotted it after I ordered it to be sent to their house. I said, "Hey, I'm so sorry I missed your daughter's birthday. My daughter loves Elsa too. I thought she would like it." Screenshot said, "This is on its way," right? And they're like, "Oh my gosh, so thank you so much." And then when it arrives, what do they say? "Thank you so much." Who doesn't love to see an Amazon package on their porch, right? And so that's super fun and super easy and a great leverage on your time. So in the second month, you are doing handwritten notes, and to a select few, 10, 20 people, pop-bys or Amazon gifts. Okay, that's it. That's super easy. Stop talking about real estate so much. So that's February, May, August, and November. February, May, August, and November. That's when you're doing notes and Popeyes/Amazon gifts. Okay. And finally, every third month of the quarter, you're going to do a client event or you're going to have coffee with your best people. Okay. So depending on your scenario and where you are in your business, right? Let's say you're relatively new. Maybe you're not doing a client event every single quarter. And I'm going to talk about how simple it is, right? Again, you need to come to the class, but I'm going to talk about how simple it is. Maybe you're doing a 2 client events a year and always partner with a mortgage lender. They will pay half. I'll tell you exactly what we do and I'll do it quickly, but maybe partner, or you need to be partnering with a lender. They'll pay half of it. But here's what I want you to think about. If you're not doing a client event, you need to pick out, let's say you're new to the business, pick out the top 5 people that you want to go break bread with, right? Maybe it's coffee, maybe it's lunch, maybe it's breakfast. I find coffee to be easier. Plus, I'd like to pay, and I'm not trying to buy everybody breakfast. So you do a coffee, right? And it's literally something as simple as, "Hey, Jane," or I wouldn't do it one-on-one with the female, but "Hey, Ed and Jane, I'd love to catch up with you guys. Are y'all free anytime in the next few weeks to grab coffee? Would love to hear how things are going." And you just hang out. Be a person, have a human relationship. That's a good thing, right? And when that coffee is done, go home, write them a note, right? "Thank you so much. It was so great to hear about your kids," or whatever the scenario is, okay? And then you need to be having some client events. Client events, when I coach people, the overwhelming thought is that they're too complex. It's totally not true. I love simplicity. We're going to make them simple. Here's what we do. I'll walk you through ours. So in March, we always do a movie morning. So we rent a movie theater. We get the tickets and we get little kid snack packs. We negotiate with the movie theater, kid snack packs. Everybody gets a ticket for that. And all we got to do is check everybody in. We have like 180 people come to that, but we just got to check people in. Give them hugs, say hello. They go watch the movie. I go watch the movie too. My kids eat snacks too, so do I. And then when the movie's about to be done, we step out. We say, "Oh, what'd you guys think?" We give them hugs, and then they leave. And then we write them notes the next day. Say, "Hey, thanks so much for coming. It was great to see you." Super, super simple. All I got to do basically is pay for it. Me and my mortgage lender split it. Now, that's the most expensive one, but maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you only have 10 people. That's still okay. You're taking them to a movie. That's amazing, right? In June, we go to a local ice cream shop and we say, we've done this like 7 years in a row. We want to come. They know the drill. From 11 to 1 on a Saturday, they open just for us. Our entire database can come. Anybody can come. We have like 120 people come. They come through. They buy ice cream. We just sit outside eating ice cream, me and my wife and my kids, and we're hanging out with people. We're having relationships. We're in community with our database. They're in community with themselves. They come and they get ice cream. It costs like $800. I split it with my mortgage lender. It cost me like $400. Then in September, we do a family photo event. We rent out a pavilion at a local park that has animals and a playground there too. I hire one of my clients past clients who is a photographer. For like $400, we go get donuts and coffee, and we say, hey, come hang out with us from 9:30 to 11:30 on a Saturday morning, and come get your donuts, get coffee, grab juice for the kids, and get a free family portrait. We've already paid for the photos, we've already paid for all the digital prints. We're going to send that out when it's done, right? And people have years of family photos because of this event. It is amazing. I think I've done it for 8 years in a row. People love it. Probably costs $800, me $400. And then in December, we do a Christmas lights drive-through event. And so we get candy. I literally just ordered this stuff yesterday. Candy, little, reindeer glasses, light up bracelets, just fun things for kids. It's very inexpensive. Fun things for kids. We get hot chocolate. We make a list of the best Christmas lights in the area, and then we put a Mad Lib on the back of a page because we think that's funny. And basically, people just drive up. They literally drive up every single year. Jesse, my business partner, and I, he always is like, we should cancel this. No one's going to come. And then we have like 50 cars come every single time. They literally drive up. It's from 4 to 6 on a Tuesday in December. They drive up. They come through. My kids help now too, but we give them hot chocolate. We give them little bags of candy. We give them the reindeer glass. We just make it fun, and then we talk for a second. Say, love you guys. Merry Christmas. Go have fun with your family. We are creating a family memory for them. We're not even part of it. That's amazing. And it's really simple. So there are my 4 client events. You can go back and listen to those if you want to rewind. So now here's what you've got. A mailer every month, an email every month, a personal touch every single month. Do that on repeat. It is literally that simple. That has caused me to sell over 650 homes in 11 years. If I can do it totally, you can do it too. Nobody says totally, but you know what I mean. So that's the 36 touches. That's the framework. And then you can personalize it. But I would say essentially follow that framework for a year, make sure you're consistent on it, and then start to personalize and make it more for you. You could add birthday calls, home anniversary message, holiday postcards, whatever you want to do. Totally okay. But the base remains a simple, sustainable rhythm. Most agents overcomplicate it and then they never do it. Don't build a system that you're not going to follow. Build one you actually enjoy and you will actually execute. Okay, so finally, how do you actually start? Let's get super, super practical, right? I want you to come to that class, garrettmaroon.com/plan. I want you to come there. Or you can just go, if this is after the fact, go to garrettmaroon.com. We got a bunch of free resources like my PDA formula that you can download and start building that out for yourself, okay? Then you can map out your 36 touches. We're going to do that in the class, or if you're coming after the fact, again, message me. We'll get that recording and the Google Doc to you so you can make a copy of it yourself. Then you choose your start date and you commit, right? Don't wait until January. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait to quote unquote feel ready. You pick a date, you call that day one, and you faithfully show up from there. You literally put it in your calendar and you just show up. Right? At the end of the day, here's the truth. Consistency is the quiet superpower of a faith-driven agent. It's not glamorous, it's not headline worthy, but it is transformative. If you love your people well, if you show up with integrity, if you keep your promises, your business will grow, not by accident, but by obedience. Because, my friends, when you're faithful with a few, God will often trust you with more. Faithful agent friends, I am cheering you on. Map out your 36 touches, pick your start date, start serving your people well. Recognize this is ministry. I hope that you love people so well next year, so consistently next year, that your business grows. The ripple effect of consistently loving well is huge because that's how the Lord made it. I love you, faithful agents. If this episode was encouraging to you, please, wherever you're listening, stop, Go leave a 5-star review and a rating. It helps more people find this show. I'm on a mission to literally reach every single Christian real estate agent and lender in the entire world because no one else is talking to us. And we are a community that I want us to come together in unity under Christ for his name's sake and to become more excellent in what we do. Please share it with a friend, subscribe, rate, and review. I love you, faithful agents. I will see you on the next episode next week. This episode is sponsored by the 210 Collective at EXP. If you desire to be equally yoked in business with your brothers and sisters in Christ all around the globe, if you desire to pursue excellence, serve faithfully, and glorify God in your business, then you should check out what is happening at the 210 Collective. Go to 210collective.com/podcast to learn more and schedule a call today.